Hey, I thought it'd be fun to go ahead and rank every song, at least at this point in FNF, Friday Night Funkin', Funkin' on a Friday night. Now, this is objective, so if the song you don't like doesn't get to S tier, gets S tier, or the song you really like gets C tier, I'm sorry. It's subjective. And let me know what you think in the comments, because really, my music taste is pretty bad. But it's quite great. That's why I'm only going down to C tier. And there's only one or two I feel even deserve C tier. So I'm going to do it in order that they come through for the most part. So starting off with the title screen music, which you should be hearing in the background now. I like what they do in the beginning, but when the voice comes in and it sounds like Albert the Chipmunk on steroids, it gets a bit irritating. So I would say it's got a nice beat to it. So aside from that really weird voice that isn't very fitting of anything else in the game, and since this isn't the itch.io version, I'm going to leave it on B. Now, the tutorial song, on the other hand, is for what it is. It's catchy, it's got a good beat, and it sounds decent. It accomplishes what it needs to. So, A. Bop Peepo? Bop Peepo? Bop Peepo. I don't really know how to pronounce this, but what I do know is that this is pretty solid as an intro song to the fight. It's really more of a tutorial than the tutorial is because it really shows you structure of how the songs are going to be structured further. The beat is very well done. I thought it had some good points in it that were pretty nice. It wasn't particularly memorable, but it was very solid. Now, Fresh is everything this song does, but more. But I like it a bit less. It's not overly exciting. I'd even go as far as to put it slightly below the tutorial. It's as soon as you get to the next song, it's very clear why this one's so mediocre. Especially compared to the very first one. Now, Dad Battle, it's great. I think it flows very well. I think it's very nice. I think it's really your first experience with holy crap, this game can be difficult. So I'd go definitely right above this one at first. And they'll probably move up to S tier as this goes along. This is just my ranking right now. It will change, I'm sure. So next we have Spookies, and I gotta be honest, I don't really like this track that much. I love Sir Pilo though. And Sir Pilo providing some of the tracks for it's great. Well, not the tracks, but the vocals. But aside from that, it's not very amazing, and it gets kind of ear grating at times. I would give it a low B right now. South is first S tier on this thing. Wonderful. It is great, not only musically, like if you took it out of the context of this game, it's a bit weird, but it stands on its own. It's very memorable. It's something you can play and go, is that Sir Pilo? That's kind of fire. It's enjoyable. It's good. And I think it's really difficult, and it's a good difficulty spike, but it's not something that makes me aggravated. It doesn't feel like it's forced in it anyway. It just feels very natural and very good. I really like that track. So Pico is pretty good, I'd say. I'd say definitely high A. I'm actually moved Dad Battle up to S just because it's good at that point in the game. Pico is very cool vocally compared to every other character in the game because it's weird, you can make out words almost, but not really. It's not quite Animal Crossing, but it's middle of the road Animal Crossing, and it's good. And it's very solid and something you can listen to, and it doesn't really get old very quickly. But really something I really don't like. It Okay, when you first heard this, it was probably slowed down or sped up, and it didn't sound right. And no, that was part of the reason I originally didn't like it. But when I played the game and it was fixed, I still didn't like the track. I don't think it flows very well at all. I don't think it's not even fun really to play through. It's probably my least favorite track in the game. It's okay, and there's a lot of effort behind it, but I feel like compared to some of these other tracks, I mean, even the tutorial, I don't know, feels more fitting and has some better moments in it than Philly does. I don't know. That's just what I think. Anyway, now Blammed, on the other hand, I really like it. I really like it. Not as much as Pico, but I like it. It's got some really cool moments in the middle. Definitely some really cool moments. I like the way they do some of the breaks, but then again, it suffers from a lot of the same things that Philly does, but it still stays structured. And but I'm always nodding my head to it, so it's good musically. And stylistically it fits. So next we have Satin. Wonderful. I think the composition is really good. And that's not something I'm going to rank every song off of. I just think for this one it's especially good. The style's really nice. It sounds really good. I think it's everything about South, but a bit better. It's great. It's a nice mix up. I would also put High. I would put High right behind South. It's good. It's really good. But it does have some really good harmony moments where you're not in competition, which makes it really nice and something special compared to a lot of the other tracks on this song. You know what? I'm going to move Pico up to S tier. I think that's fair. Now, MILF is okay. It's very fast. It's very good. It sounds like Russian hard bass. Russian hard bass at times, yeah. Like it's very hard hitting bass. And it's decent vocally, but it's not as memorable as Satin or High. It's not as good flowing or good sounding, in my opinion. Of course, it's my personal opinion. So don't take this. If you like that track more than the rest, you're completely entitled to that opinion. And I think there's some good points for that. But personally, that's how I feel. Now, Coco is alright. I mean, it's not bad. It's, it's okay. It's a good Christmassy sounding. It's got some cool breakdowns, and I don't know, I like some of the background noises they mix in. But what I like is Eggnog is a lot better. I would feel like doing that, and everything that Coco does, Eggnog does better. And I like that one a lot better, personally. Now they're both about the same, but I'd like that one just a little bit more. No, Winter Horrorland is an easy S tier because it's got good lyrics, it's got good presentation, and yeah, it kind of cheats a bit. It doesn't use the same style as everything else does, but it fits in at being that change, that sudden mix up that you have right in between, and it shocks you, and it's cool. I think it's really interesting. I really like the way they orchestrated that. Now, Senpai is oh, I don't know, man. It's good, but it's not great. It's very mediocre, and I feel like it's supposed to be, and there's nothing wrong with that. When I'm forced to rank it, it is mediocre. It sounds like a background track, and that's what it's supposed to be at that point, almost. It is the intro, it's the false face, and it's not bad at all, but it's not amazing. It's not the best track in the game, and I'd say it's It's easily beat by a lot of the other tracks where if you remove that from the game, I don't think it's making you think, oh, this is from this. You know? Maybe as time goes on, I'll view it as in a higher regard, but right now that's how I feel. Roses, though, is very good. I really do. I like it quite a bit. I think Roses, you see that mask start to fall off, and it fits so well, and it sounds very good. It feels like something's breaking through, like something is kind of under the surface. It's very, I don't know, it's just good. It's very mechanical almost in its presentation. It feels kind of greasy, but it's a very solid song. And I do mean song and not just a track from a rhythm game. It's solid. It's very good. It's not as catchy or as memorable as some of the other ones, but I think that's really where it sits, at least in my opinion. Thorns is good, but Thorns isn't great. Thorns is kind of anticlimactic as an ending to that whole thing, because it sounds like it's building up instead of being this final conclusion. It feels more like it was the middle song. You know, where Dad Battle and MILF, you know, they're fast, they're punchy, they're very exciting. And this one just felt so not that exciting. It was very standard, I felt. It didn't feel like a big conclusion. The art style really betrayed the tone, because even in the background, you got that PS1 warping. And it was just let down by a track that was good. And it was great. At certain points, I thought it was fantastic, but it wasn't tonally the best song to fit that right there. But it's a great track. I really like it. I like all these songs. Philly, not so much, but I like that song quite a bit. Now here we have Neil Cicierega. Oh wait, I think I have the wrong picture. Okay, this is the whole reason I got into this game, or even would have heard of it. Okay. I was looking up Lemon Demon. I look up freaking View Monster. I want to listen to it again. I see Friday Night Funkin'. I go, what's a Friday Night Funkin'? I click on it, and I see him, and I listen to it. I go, damn, that's pretty good. I'm going to look up this game now, and it's the whole reason I'm here today. So that's a personal connection, and I understand that's kind of getting in the way of my ranking. But overall, it is very interesting structurally, and it's weird that it never got truly implemented. I guess that gave it a layer of mystery to it that was very cool. But it's not over. It doesn't blow anything away. And it's not as creative as a lot of the other tracks, but it's still very solid. I think I'll actually move it down. It's great, but it's not. You know what? I'll put it right here. I think I will. The more I think about it, in terms of all these other tracks, it's not perfect. Now, the pause menu is like elevator music on acid, and that's really cool. And just for that, I think it's a good idea. Deserves A tier. Now, the game over track is really good and really kind of gets you pumped up. And for what it is, I think it goes right here. I think it's very good. I like it quite a bit. Pretty great. I mean, there's times where you lose, and it really makes you go, well, you know, at least I get to listen to this track. Now, the chiptune Game Over, it was pretty good. I think it's very good. Stylistically, it's great. It feels very kind of sad, upbeat, but it's just as good as the original Game Over. I think they're quite equal. And it's feeling kind of feels like a cop out, but truly they do feel like they are spiritually the same. So that's every single song as of now ranked. And, you know, I can't quite agree with every single ranking I've had here. But after listening to them several times, and I do have notes on them all, I could go into depth. If you do want to know, if you ask me, hey, why'd you put MILF at A? I thought MILF deserved to be S tier. And I'll tell you why. I wrote like 3 to 4 sentences on each song. I listened to them a few times. I played through the game a few times. And of course, I haven't heard 6 as much as the rest, but I've heard it enough to form an opinion like I would with the rest of them. So, yeah, that's my tier list. And if you agree, you don't agree, let me know. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed. And yeah, look out for another video on this game because I'm enjoying talking about it now that I've played it. And yeah, check out my stream sometime if you ever want to stop by and hang out. We're always doing something. And join my Discord if you want to get caught up because people seem to enjoy that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. See you guys. I hate using guys. I just like to say dude or bro, but I'm not going to use dude or bro because it's not neutral.